the king who abdicated for love. After the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's exit from the royal family in the United Kingdom and their explosive interview with Oprah Winfrey, we heard about the alleged rifts within the family, including between brothers Prince William and Harry, as well as their father Prince Charles. However, there was another royal couple who were sent into exile because of their love. Wallis Simpson and King Edward VIII, who had been divorced twice, met and fell in love, eventually being forced to leave England due to the power of the media. The love story of Edward and Wallis is one of the most emotional and significant in history. American Wallis Simpson, despite coming from a wealthy family in her childhood, faced financial difficulties after her father's death after her first marriage to a naval officer, which ended quickly due to her husband's alcoholism. Wallis remarried Prince Edward VIII, at the time known for his intelligence and charisma, was admired by women. Despite Wallis not being conventionally beautiful, Edward was instantly captivated by her. Her grace and culture deeply impressed him, leading to a love affair that would go down in history. Wallis Simpson and Prince Edward first met in 1930 at a party hosted by Lady Furness at Borough Court. The prince found her elegant, sympathetic, witty, and understanding. A year later, the couple met again at a dinner party in London, and shortly after, they became friends. At that time, Edward had not yet ascended to the throne. Their friendship eventually turned into love. However, before Edward could discuss this with his father, King George V passed away in January 1936, and Edward was declared king. In October 1936, when Wallis filed for divorce from her husband, Prime Minister Stanley Baldwin warned King Edward about the consequences of his relationship and urged him to prevent the divorce. The king refused, and soon rumors spread about how King Edward's relationship with Wallis was affecting his marriage. Despite their passionate love, this couple faced significant obstacles to being together for a lifetime. The British royal family did not approve of the marriage due to Wallis' American nationality and her two previous marriages. On November 16th, King Edward confessed his intention to marry Wallis to the Prime Minister and expressed his readiness to abdicate the throne. He later informed his mother, Queen Mary, and the royal princess. The Queen insisted on Edward giving up Wallis, but he stated that he couldn't serve as king without her by his side. King Edward then decided to make a public announcement through the radio. With a determined and excited tone, he announced his abdication to marry the woman he was madly in love with, Wallis Simpson, and passed his duties to his brother, Edward, who had only reigned for 325 days, shocked the entire country. Exactly 6 months later, on June 3, 1937, Edward and Wallis got married in a highly romantic ceremony at the Château Guy in France. With this marriage, Edward lost his throne and became the Duke of Windsor. This love, which reverberated worldwide, did not become a victim of the monarchy but symbolized boundless love. After the Germans occupied France, the couple moved to southern France and then to Spain. According to the BBC, in July, the British government appointed Edward as the governor of the Bahamas, a British territory. They stayed there until the end of the war and then returned to France.